Remember how I said I would have time to read the article and then I didn't?
What up? What's happening, everybody? My name is Charles Blades, and this is the Current Gaming Podcast, episode 27. That is a Stranger Things 2 reference, which you all should go and see, because I just finished it. Drew, how caught up in Season 2 are you? How caught up in Season 2 are you, Drew?
World 8 and Super Mario Odyssey.
All right. Stranger Things Season 2. I was very... Number one in Stranger Things, I wanted to hate it, because everybody liked it so much, but I couldn't.
That's how Cheyenne is so annoying.
That is what I wanted. I wanted to hate it so bad, but I couldn't because it was so good. Then I had my little cherry, was that I was gonna be able to hate the second season because they should not have made it. I was gonna be able to say you fucked up. You had the sophomore slump. They killed it, knocked it out of the park. Very happy with how season 2 worked. I'm glad.
Did you watch the whole thing?
Yeah, watch the whole thing today.
It's gotten pretty good reviews. And stuff.
It's really good. It's all the new characters they introduced are fantastic.
Oh, they didn't just like softball it and fucking have
no. There's like 5 or 6 new characters. Nah, 3 or 4 new characters.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really great. Everybody should check it out. Yeah, whatever.
Is there going to be a season 3?
There's like a thing like at the end, but it's not as cliffhangery as the end of the first season. Like if they are not gonna end it, I assume, because I assume this is making a bunch of fucking money for Netflix.
Oh yeah.
But if they did, it wouldn't be the end of the world. But it could have been the end of the world, but they saved the day.
Good job, guys.
Did it. I am joined today by Drew Scheffler, Trophy Pops himself. How's it going?
Doing all right. How are you?
I'm good.
Trying to pull up the articles. My apologies.
Riveting.
Cheyenne Clark, how's it going?
Hello, how are you?
And my co-host David Morgan, how's it going, buddy?
What's going on? Lots of shit to play. Lots of video games.
Lots of stuff coming out this weekend. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about that. We're gonna be talking about Horizon Zero Dawn. We're gonna be talking about Metal Gear, but first we are gonna talk about what the fuck's the first story?
Twitch.
Oh, about Twitch adding loot boxes. David, you sent me this. What do you think about this? Introduce it.
I think it's hilarious. So Twitch is doing they have a currency on their site called I already forget what they're called.
Bits. It's bits.
Yeah.
I almost said Bitcoin. That's not right.
Yeah, it's basically.
And you buy bits to give them to streamers as an alternative to just giving them cash.
And how does one earn bits?
Can you earn them, or do you just buy them?
Yeah, you can pay. You can buy them, or you can watch a shit ton of ads.
Okay, so you buy them. Either way, basically, you give Twitch money, and you get these bits, which are fake money, and you give them to your people you like, and then they get money for it, and then Twitch takes a cut. And if you buy a certain amount of these, you can get a box that contains a temporary Halloween Twitch emote.
Zombie emote.
And it's ugly. They're all ugly. And then if you get them all, or if you buy like $60 in bits, you get the permanent Zombie Lord Kappa fucking emote thing. So it's just pretty lame. The fact that they're temporary, and the fact that you need to spend upwards of like $15 to $60 depending on how unlucky you are to get the one that isn't temporary that's ridiculous. So.
I think it's hilarious that Twitch, like in the midst of all this loot box controversy that's been going on,
they're just like,
I literally thought it was like a joke.
Yeah, I thought it was
when
like
you
a
sent it
bad
to me,
joke.
I thought someone had photoshopped this.
Full board,
but it is true.
Just leaning into this, like whatever. It'll get lost in the mud. Like who cares?
Yeah, what's gonna happen to them? People are gonna go to fucking
Justin TV.
Vimeo. What are the fucking other like YouTube streaming? No one does that. They're fine. So
yeah.
But that's
also
why.
the you said it before. The emotes suck. I don't know if those are people. I'm sure they're people that are.
Yeah, no, they're like
they're all real
zombie
emotes
versions of the
someone
regular,
went into
like, universal Twitch emotes.
GIMP
like the first one's
fucking
Kappa.
2 minutes
and,
and put paint over it, made it look ugly.
Yeah, I don't know. Drew, you gonna buy some Twitch emotes? I know you're big. You're big on the Twitch emotes.
Twitch as it.
No, you're not
I
good.
really use Twitch. Also, don't really necessarily agree with the bits. So.
Yeah.
Bits are stupid. Just donate like everyone else.
Right.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Directly to the streamer.
I'm fine with it if like you're watching ads. I think that's like, I don't know. It's a way to supplement. Like if I'm not gonna spend money to donate to a streamer, but like maybe if I just leave my phone on the thing and like tap it every few seconds, like, that's fine. I don't know. I don't hate the end. I don't think that's the end of the world. I'm not a big fan of the loot boxes as what you can spend.
Yeah.
I think
spend
Twitch is fine. Like I'm on Twitch quite a bit. I didn't think I'd ever be a part of that culture, but then you get your little niche and you like your streamers that you watch, and I'm on there a lot. I'm subbed to actually I'm not subbed to anybody. I
No,
thought I
you're not.
was. I'm on Patreon for Danny O'Dwyer, and that's my only
Yeah.
venture for.
Yeah, no,
I
I don't.
used my Twitch Prime sub for Northern Lion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I
that's
use mine for kind of funny. So
I
Okay.
don't have
There
a
you go.
Twitch Prime sub because I'm part of a family, and that does not allow you to have Twitch Prime. So, but you gotta have Amazon Prime.
so
It's
True.
unfathomable in 2017 if you don't have Amazon Prime. Just updated the Destiny Amazon Alexa app. Don't turn it on because I said your name. All right, cool. All right, next story is about Nintendo Switch getting GameCube controller support. Drew, I know you're hyped.
yeah, I mean,
All right.
they didn't really.
Yeah.
Hang on. I mean, they didn't like say anything. Obviously, it was they may have hoped that when they updated the USB on it, that it kind of would have slipped through.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of gives you some more hope again towards the
Virtual console.
still holding out hope for a virtual console, and then on top of that, adding GameCube games. And of course, this is one way for Nintendo to just take more money from you. That means they're gonna put out the GameCube adapters probably again.
Oh, for sure.
GameCube controllers
For sure.
again.
Are the
You know,
GameCube
they're always
adapters
about
still
getting extra- actually,
hard to come by?
hardwired, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you.
Oh, hard to come
I
by.
don't know.
I don't know.
I didn't use a Wii U for the time that
David,
they
you were
were
an
out,
avid
so
Wii U
I've never
Wii U
looked
owner.
what?
You were an avid Wii U owner.
Yeah, I defended the shit out of that console. Turns out it was a bad
Turned out you were
console.
wrong. Yeah, you can buy a Wii U adapter for pretty cheap right now. So it's
No,
not
actually, the production stopped on them, so they're pretty expensive.
I can buy one on Amazon for like $15 right now. It's like a third party
A
one.
Wii
but-
U?
Oh, like
Yeah.
They're
Does it
selling them.
work?
Yeah, apparently.
My little sister's just stopped working. I literally did a research, and it cost me at least $250 to get a decent condition.
This one says it works. I'll make the rules. It's
It's
got Prime on it.
Sounds like a scam.
I trust it if it has the little Prime symbol.
It
Well,
does.
hold
It
on.
does
Amazon
only have
says
two.
it
It does
will.
only have
Are
2.5
you saying
stars.
GameCube, it's a GameCube adapter or it's a Wii U system?
No, it's a GameCube adapter.
Okay.
Oh.
I thought I'm sitting here thinking you're like, I can get a Wii U for 15.
Oh no, I'm talking
Yeah.
about a GameCube adapter.
Yeah,
GameCube
that's
adapter.
what it
No.
sounded
No.
Okay, all right. Now we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I would understand. I also said it had 2.5 stars, so maybe it's not that good. But then you were like, "Are you
That
talking
sounds
about a
like
Wii U?" And I could have talked about the Wii U. Yeah, it had 2.5
Could have
stars.
been talking about it. Who knows?
Yeah. But yeah, that's cool. Do you think when are we getting GameCube support on the Switch, Cheyenne? Gotta be soon.
I would hope so. I mean, I don't know. They got Mario Odyssey now, so they can hold off for a little while. They're gonna be riding that for till the holidays at least.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like.
Never.
Yeah, maybe never.
Next year.
I could
Maybe.
see next year whenever they roll out like the paid online service or whatever.
In the online.
Yeah, that's when they'll do it. I mean, why would they?
Yeah,
Why would they wait?
That would make the most sense. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm waiting for that. I'm very excited. That was one of the primary reasons I bought the Switch, and it's still not there. Anyway, this next story is less so about what we're actually talking about because I don't really care about this. Lego Dimensions is officially over, which is I think the last Toys of Life game. I guess besides Amiibo, if you count that. But of the big three that were Skylanders, Disney Infinity, and Lego Dimensions is the last one. It's officially dead. No more packs or whatever the fuck. And I just thought this was a very unglorious end to the Toys of Life franchises. Which, if you don't remember, Disney Infinity got canceled really out of the blue a couple years ago, like 2 years ago, I think. And then Skylanders was put on permanent hiatus after they tried but failed to ruin Crash Bandicoot. And then Lego Dimensions is the last one is officially done. Drew, I know you played Disney Infinity like a little bit, but
Yeah, I mean, I played that. I mean, the games themselves aren't really something I'm super into. It was something to try. I think I got it like the figures and the stand that you need for it for like $15 all together.
yeah,
I think the shittiest part about it is that Lego Dimensions had this whole, they had this whole like lineup of games and like packs coming out, and then they had like quarter 3 we're gonna do this, quarter 4 we're gonna do this, and then like they just slowly stopped talking about it and kept pushing quarter 2, quarter 1 packs out longer and longer, and then it's like the people that were into it were just like, where the fuck's our stuff? Like if you knew you're going down, just like straight up say it. Like don't you wasted all your fans' time.
Yeah.
So I mean, it sucks that I mean, I guess it sucks for people that really enjoy those games. Like if I were actually into a Toys of Life game, this would probably be the one that I got into. But by the time I'd even considered it was when the rumors had started spreading around that they were done. So no real point in messing with it.
Yeah. I honestly like this is the hottest take I've had on this podcast. I'll say this right now. I think Toys of Life is like a cool idea. Like in theory, I think Toys of Life is a cool thing.
I don't think it's a hot take at all. That's like,
I think that's
nobody's done it right. It's
like I don't think like if I was a kid, I think this would be a really cool thing. Like I don't play with toys now, but like if there were like actually cool action figures that then you could scan into a video game, I think that's a cool little thing. And when it gets off the rails is when Skylanders becomes like literally there's like the one guy only you want to try to collect them all, and one guy only comes in a triple pack with 2 people that you don't want, and like shit like that becomes like annoying. But like I don't know, like I think in general I think that it could be a cool idea.
I think so too. I mean, that's kind of what Amiibo are?
Yeah, Amiibo. I don't see. I'm back and forth. I don't know. I'm back and forth on Amiibo due to the fact that like Nintendo refuses to produce enough of them when like there's a popular one that comes out, which is like really annoying.
I'm trying to get Bayonetta Player 2, but he's $30 on Amazon right now.
Dude, there's a fucking Shovel Knight triple pack coming out. Gotta buy that.
I saw that.
What was it Plague Knight and Spectre
Plague Knight, King Knight, and Spectre Knight.
Oh, it's not Shovel Knight. Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I already made the Shovel Knight ones.
So
there are 3 completely new ones.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, that actually is really cool. And it's stuff like that.
To have room to put anywhere.
Yeah.
I think Toys of Life is really. I'm the same way. I would have been all over it if I was a kid. I think nowadays it's more like. I think Amiibo fill that niche, and I honestly think that those games don't have enough clout to warrant their kind of high price point for like all the content you have to buy. I assume a bunch of peripherals, and those games like were good. I know Disney Infinity is supposed to be good, but like it's not like it needed to be like the toy version of like GTA or like a big open world like fun fucking multiplayer game with your friends, and if you buy the figure you can play as that person and you can do all these different things. And Skylanders is mediocre games anyway. I don't know how Lego Dimensions
Skylanders I don't like Lego Dimensions. I don't like. I'm coming at this from like an adult or like young adult point of view, whereas like I have an affinity, like not an affinity, but an affinity for like Legos and stuff like that, and think those are really cool. And like I understand Legos are so popular with the kids these days, but like I understand not wanting to have every franchise shoehorned together and maybe having it be its own thing with the Skylanders. So like I don't want to knock Skylanders for like being like somewhat original, even though I didn't think they like executed it well and it appealed to me. And I'm not their target demographic, so like who cares?
Yeah,
I don't know. That's just
it's like super groups. Try to put too many good things together and you just get shit every time. Yeah, I don't know. I think we need to see we just haven't seen. Those projects weren't ambitious enough in their budgets probably to make the games themselves really, really awesome, and I feel like that's just a huge risk because you're weighing the cost of the game against the cost to make all of these toys physically, so that like your budget is fucked. Like, you know, half the budget or more is probably going into making the toys, and then that leaves the game with like, you know, if it flops, we're not gonna like break the bank on these things. So nobody's done it right, I think.
Yeah, and it is like a fad, kind of like Guitar Hero or something like that kind of. This next story we have here is from Kotaku and Jason Schreier coming through with the investigative journalism and whatnot about the canceled Visceral Star Wars game. It's on Kotaku. You can read it if you so choose. We're not gonna read the whole thing, but just kind of wanted to break down the bullet points of what all happened. Basically, he interviewed 12 former Visceral employees and asked them basically what happened with the game, and he basically said there was like a bunch of different issues from the game. It wasn't like so I'm gonna basically, the way I read it was there was like 5 huge issues. Basically EA was shifting their focus from single player games, which is what everybody said for the past 2 weeks or whatever. However, whenever it happened, Frostbite sucks to work on when you're making a third person game. Visceral being located in San Francisco is like not attainable financially. Amy Hennig wasn't comfortable with the team, and her management style sometimes butted heads with senior members of the team and whatnot. And I think the other big one is like having, I don't know. They don't outright say this is like the hugest one. Am I? Yeah. They don't outright say this is a huge one, but like when the game first was in pre-production, the team was split in half. One of them working on Battlefield Hardline, one of them working on the regular game. Then the team got downsized, and then there was work being done by Vancouver studio, or Vancouver, one of the Canadian studios. Being done on it, and so like that didn't really mesh. And also working on Star Wars in general is like a bottleneck constantly, because if you want to do something in the Star Wars universe, you then have to get it approved by the Star Wars canon people over at Disney.
Yeah, that must be fucking so annoying.
And whatnot. Yeah. So, David, what is your take on all this stuff?
Okay, I have some takes. So reading this, I'm like, it's very weird because Naughty Dog is unlike anything else in the industry, I think. Essentially, for people who don't know, Naughty Dog works as a game developer under the publisher that is Sony, but they don't answer to Sony, more or less. Like, Sony answers to them because they are their flagship studio. They can do whatever the fuck they want. And because of that, they have a very lax management style where there isn't a hierarchy of people that the game designers and stuff are working under. They all kind of work on the same level. And Amy Hennig, when she came out of this project, was used to that. And I think the biggest wrench in the gears for this project was her coming in, not being accustomed to this team who was used to answering to somebody, and then having to shoulder all of the weight of all of the aspects of the game, or at least feeling like she did, because this studio was not as fluidly working on things, you know, kind of meshing all their ideas together as Naughty Dog was. So that like was a big problem. And then when you've got the Vancouver studio coming in late in the game after these guys have already kind of shifted to this Naughty Dog way of doing things and being like, oh, we're in charge now. That pissed some people off, I assume. But I felt like it was a little bit like Stockholm Syndrome for some of these game devs, because one of the guys says in the article, he's like, yeah, EA gave us too many chances. They should have pulled the plug earlier. And I'm like, even if you really thought that, like, that's kind of shitty. Like, it seems like EA was already dooming this to start by giving you guys a 60-person team for a 200-person game. They were working with Frostbite, and I just looked up. I actually didn't realize this, but Naughty Dog has an in-house engine that they made themselves. Yeah. That's fucking insane. That's like 80% of the work in making a game that they just fucking do.
That's like, that's why new IPs are so much less common, because like if you can iterate on the same engine and use the same tools over and over again rather than buying a whole new like...
Well, I mean you can use old engines for new IPs, but it's a lot easier when you've got all the assets.
If your team is used to working with one engine and then you have to move over to
okay, I see what you mean.
A whole
So I mean they were just trying to do, this would be like me planning to run the fucking Olympics in like 2 years.
Shout out to Mitt Romney.
Yeah, what?
he ran the Olympics in 2004, Salt Lake City.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Good for him.
That's a pro fact on the Current Gaming Podcast.
It's just they were so out of their league and they were so understaffed. They didn't have the right engine. They didn't have the right tools or the right experience. So they ended up just trying to copy Uncharted to show people. And obviously the CEOs aren't interested in that. They want something that's going to knock the socks off everybody. They just had no chances to try and fail and try again. They just had one shot, and they obviously
missed their chance to blow.
Yeah, it's just like they didn't even have a chance to fuck up.
Drew,
doomed from the beginning.
What we didn't get to hear your take last week. What do you think about this whole Visceral situation?
Viewers, listeners may not know, I just came on this podcast.
That was your fucking choice, Drew. That was your big idea.
Yeah.
What do you want from me?
I mean, no, it's all good.
Basically, what happened was EA shit-canned this game.
Oh, are you not familiar with the story at all?
No, I know that Visceral closed and that the Star Wars game got canceled.
Yeah.
I'm aware of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what
But
do you
the only
think
thing that
about
I've
that?
heard, I haven't read this article. I was skimming it while you
It's
all
a
were talking.
long ass.
Oh, my
article.
bad. I just like
It's
threw to you. I was
long.
like, what do you
Yeah,
think?
no,
I
I
got
didn't
like
read it.
halfway through it, yeah, and then I started
Sorry.
skimming when you were like, okay, here's a point, here's a point. I was like, fuck. So the main thing that I would like that I've been hearing is the single player games are dying thing,
Mhm.
and my only thing to that is look at Nintendo. What do they fucking thrive on?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, to be
they
fair,
thrive
like
on single player games.
They also
3
put
of the
out
last 4
Arms,
games they
Splatoon,
released
and
were
yeah,
largely
Mario Kart.
multiplayer.
Yeah,
on
but
Switch.
what's honestly selling better, Zelda and Mario?
I mean, you're
Those aren't
right.
Yeah,
I
no.
just...
I don't know about
Okay.
Zelda.
True.
But like,
Oh,
in
yeah,
that-
Zelda sold one. Never mind.
Are you kidding? Yeah, Zelda has more than a
Well,
1
I'm
to 1
just saying,
attach rate.
traditionally, Zelda games don't sell that well.
What? You said they don't sell well?
Traditionally.
No,
yes.
actually, he's correct. Traditionally,
Look
they
it
are-
up. I'm not like, coming at you.
I mean,
I'm
there's a
not-
lot of
I'm
Zelda
not- I'm not-
games, so
I think now, at the point that we are in, like today, I think that the Zelda games do sell a lot better. And that,
Especially it being like
I
the
think-
big game on the Switch. Like if you bought that console, you bought Zelda.
yeah,
Kind of situation.
and I bet you Mario would probably outsell Zelda.
Yeah,
It
I
will.
would
I
guess
mean,
that too.
That's how it'll be.
Yeah, well.
But the whole excuse that single player games are dying, like, if that's what they honestly think, as one of the reasons for shutting it down,
See, I
you
don't...
just gotta look around you. There's plenty of
CJ
fucking
said
games
that. I don't think
are
that ever
single player.
came up in
Well,
the article.
Well, no, in the article, the one guy talks about Amy Hennig's
Yeah.
like giving a presentation about how like the emotional aspect of her game and like what's going on, and then an executive sitting in it says FIFA Ultimate Team makes $1 billion a year. How are you going to do that?
But was
like-
that him saying it needs to be multiplayer, or that it
Yes,
needs
that's
to
why
sell
it-
and have...
That's why
Crazy.
FIFA Ultimate Team makes $1 billion a year, is because it's like a loot
Well,
box
he's saying
driven.
it needs to
fucking
be
hate
multiplayer, and
publishers.
there needs to be
Like have loot boxes and be the like Destiny or whatever.
yeah.
Publishers suck so much.
I mean that's what he said.
especially EA.
And
They're all
like,
bad.
all right, so that is the take. That is the take everybody has. And like, I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. They don't like. If Sony didn't have PS4s to sell, they wouldn't make single player games either. Probably. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the reason Sony can make Naughty Dog and let them do whatever the fuck they want, and give Insomniac money to make a single player Spider-Man game, and give God of War team money to make a single player God of War game, is because the reason those games don't have to be like financial bombshells is because they have the PS4 itself to make money
It's
off
all
of.
about building the install
Yeah,
base.
I mean, I get that.
Whereas
but
like
also-
EA and Ubisoft and so on and so forth don't have like.
Here's
they're
a
selling
fucking
hard.
bright
But
idea.
anyway, Cheyenne, what-
Budget your games better. Like,
Yeah.
these
Well,
guys
yeah,
were
but
based
it's
in San
really
Francisco.
hard to do that because like you have no idea like what's gonna happen once you start developing a game. Like you might realize that something that you thought was a great idea doesn't actually work in the game, and so you have to like take longer to make something else and all of that.
No, that's
So,
not what I don't mean.
it's
Like, I
hard
don't
to,
mean
like,
the
budget
burn
for
time.
like things that you don't know.
That's not what I
Like,
mean. I understand what you're saying, and I agree. But it's like what I'm not talking about like burn time or anything like that. I'm talking about
What is burn?
that's the amount of time a game can.
So when you're
be in
burning your
development.
fucking fat J's,
Burn.
man, you know what I'm saying?
Burn time is the amount of time a game can be in development at the rate they're spending money on the staff, and they have they'll like equate it to like a landing strip. Like, this is how much time we have before this game needs to be like at this milestone. That's not what I mean.
I mean,
Everybody-
like
mean
literally budgeting.
Did everybody?
So what
did
are you
everybody? I know
talking
you're
about?
mansplaining budgeting to Cheyenne. Did everybody else look at the camera when he said landing strip though? That is the real
Yes,
question.
I did.
Yes, nice, thank you.
Yeah.
But David, how else do you want to explain to the rest of us you're wrong?
what? I
don't
want to
know.
fucking say that
We've all been attacking
basing-
you for like 30 seconds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck off, everybody. I don't want to talk anymore. Shane can go with her shit.
I don't remember what I was gonna say now.
What were you saying about the burn rate, the tick rate?
I was
wasn't-
saying that fucking basing these guys in San Francisco, where it's 3 times more expensive to have one game developer, is a fucking stupid
true.
idea. And they mentioned that in the article like 3 times. Like, why are we here? Like, why?
Yeah.
Why are we in this city right now? I don't even want to be here. It's too expensive. This is EA just being fucking EA and like not looking at the big picture and then blaming games for failing. Like, oh wow, why did Dead Space 3 fail? Oh well, we shoehorned in a bunch of shitty DLC that people didn't want and made it like Gears of War. I don't understand why this isn't like. Do they not have one person with a fucking brain up top being like, understanding how audiences act and how
No,
people
they have
consume video games, or do they just
that is
fucking?
Well, I mean,
have, like, a
they
fucking
understand how
robot.
people consume video games a lot better than us. There was a podcast where one of the lead developers on Mass Effect 3 was talking about it, and he's talking about like the what are they called, star cars or whatever in the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer or whatever. Like people buying like basically they're essentially card packs and like loot boxes in Mass Effect 3. Like that made as much as the game made. Like they understand like what is happening, like with these trends, and like I don't like on one hand I do fault them for like being the shitty like, but I understand it from another perspective. Like they're not trying to not get the most return on investment that they possibly can, and a single player Star Wars game built, and that's another reason why like for Amy's game to maybe have been better if the team had spent 2 years building an engine to make their Star Wars game do whatever they wanted to do, because originally they're talking about they wanted to have like multiple like playable characters and like have multiple companions to your single player character.
That was her fucking overly ambitious vision.
Well, yeah, you could say that, but like if they had 2 years to build an engine that accommodated for that kind of stuff, maybe that could happen. But because EA sticks Frostbite on everything,
Yeah, no, they're like, here,
like
use Frostbite that was only supposed to be used for first-person shooters.
Yeah, like and like they talk about that in the Mass Effect Andromeda stuff where they switched on the because like during Dragon Age stuff, they literally had to build all the RPG mechanics from scratch for it to like work on Frostbite. So like I don't know.
Well, that's why Andromeda was so janky.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why. And like,
shit.
You haven't gotten to that chapter yet. Sorry.
No, I know what happened, but I haven't read that yet. Right?
I know. Spoilers for real life.
It's a bummer.
That's another thing I want to talk about. If somebody's reading a biography, or if somebody's watching a documentary about something, and you tell them what happens, but it's like a real life thing that happened, is that a spoiler?
No.
I don't think so.
Drew, is that a spoiler?
No. No, sure.
All right.
Like, could I spoil the fucking like presidential election for somebody?
But like say I didn't know. Like, all right. So, what the fuck's that movie called?
Oh no, I mean, okay, you're right. No. I thought about it in a better way. If I didn't know what happened in Serial, or if I didn't know what happened,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Somebody told me, I'd be pissed.
Yeah,
it depends on your.
Or like
it's all about optics.
Or if
well,
I
that's
did
like storytelling. So
if I didn't know, all right, no. But here's another. If I didn't know what happened at Dunkirk, and somebody told me like, "Yo, some shit happens,"
yeah,
and like, would that be a spoiler?
I don't.
I guess.
Not
maybe.
Like just
that's
like, I guess
that's
if
the
you
cost
really...
of making real life entertainment media.
Yeah, if you didn't know anything about Dunkirk, but then you wanted to go see hit 2017 film Dunkirk, and someone told you like
that movie's whack.
See, now I can't.
Who's fucking talking about Dunkirk?
That movie is whack.
Nobody.
It's
fucking boring.
I did not like it.
Blade Runner is awesome.
Yeah,
everybody go see it.
I enjoyed Blade Runner. This next story we have here is about Sony and Paris Games Week. They're doing a Paris Games Week showing. I guess when this comes out, it already happened. So wow, that was crazy, guys! Right? Holy shit! New God of War 5 announced. Last of Us 2 got a firm release date.
I forgot we time travel in this show.
And Kojima fucking came out on stage.
When did this happen again?
Like literally an hour ago.
It's happening Monday.
Oh shit, that was
it might
wild.
Still be going on.
I can't believe From Software was there and they announced
Bloodborne 2. Wow, yeah,
and Armored Core.
And it's a VR game. Who knew?
Oh no! Don't say that.
But yeah,
the Exorcist face in one of these thumbnails that's triggering.
I don't know.
Shut the fuck up. She won't watch the Exorcist.
It scares me, dude.
Little bitch baby.
Basically, they said.
Go for it.
They said that this showcase was they were looking to premiere 7 new games. And that
really?
Yeah, that E3 was only half of the story.
Holy shit,
and
that's ballsy.
They're viewing this as like a second E3. So when I say that 7, I'm assuming 4 of those are probably.
I was gonna say probably like 5 of them could be for the VR.
Well, they could be VR, or they could be. What I think they'll honestly be is like PlayLink little tiny games like that, which I'm not hating, but like that's like their Jackbox like style like kind of games they're putting out.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a little bit. But I think like 3 to 4 of them will be those kind of games. But
yeah,
what are we getting here, Drew?
You're getting your actual month. I think you'll get a month, maybe not an exact date for God of War. Days Gone, Spider-Man. I think you'll get dates for those. As far as like games that'll be announced, no fucking clue. Like David said, maybe a Bloodborne 2, but like it could be anything from like high-end AAA Sony single-player games to like you were saying the PlayLink or even VR. And like I right now with everything that's like coming out next year, as they've slated for like the first half of the year, I can't even think of where they could put in more games.
Yeah.
Or try to
Cheyenne,
fit in for next year. Like
Cheyenne, what are your predictions?
I mean,
Soft
they
predictions.
also say they're going to have 21 game updates, so I assume that's going to be most of the like, release dates and or like windows for a lot of the things that they talked about at E3 and previously. So hopefully, releases for all of the things that everyone else has already mentioned. Yeah, I think probably most of the new like game announcements are going to be like VR stuff and probably nothing like humongous. Like there might be like one or two like really big
Humongous Entertainment's gonna
surprises.
have there the hit developer of Backyard Baseball.
Oh, good.
I'm excited.
Then I'm
I'm
excited.
Shout out to Pablo Sanchez.
PlayStation 4 exclusive Backyard Baseball.
PlayStation All Stars Backyard Baseball Edition. Or David, what do you think? What do you think it's gonna be there?
I'll be really surprised if there isn't one FromSoft game, and then everything else is shit.
Everything else
That's my
is
prediction.
shit. All right.
I think it's gonna be like 6 VR games that nobody fucking gives a shit about, and then like a FromSoft game, because that's the only. They need something right now. They need a big announcement because everybody is like, "Oh shit, Nintendo! Oh shit, Microsoft!" Nobody's talking about Sony right now. They need something to generate buzz. They know it. The only thing that they could have held out on that wouldn't have been at E3 because it's not quite huge enough is From Software, who I know is working on at least 3 titles for them, one of which is VR. So it might even be the FromSoft VR game, and then another one might be the other one that isn't a VR game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But that's my prediction, is that you're going to see a lot of FromSoft because they've been doing something. Where the fuck is it? They're not doing, they're not just sitting on their hands, I hope. So that's what I think happened today.
Right. Wait, I'm gonna throw 5 spicy predictions at you right here. God of War February release date. Yes or no?
Yeah.
March. I'll give you
Yes.
March.
All right.
Yes,
Shadow of the Colossus June release date.
June?
Yeah.
So far. I doubt it.
Or
It'll be sooner than that.
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, April. Maybe April.
I don't know. I'll stick with you on June then.
All
I
right.
don't think it'll be soon.
Detroit fall 2018 release window.
Years.
Damn.
Mm,
I
fall or winter.
maybe.
What was the other one I had? Oh,
How fucking trite is that game gonna be when it comes out?
yeah.
How many,
I don't know. I'm not.
How many like of that theme have we seen this year?
Not
Like,
only
or
of
in the
that
last 2
theme, I
years?
think that it's gonna be really because it's like it has the whole choice system, and I think it's gonna do the whole like the violence is never the answer. Fucking Bioshock Infinite path is like what's gonna happen. It's
It'll be like a Telltale game where you start out on one path and then it diverges into like 9 paths and then it comes back and you have.
well,
one
not
choice
even.
to
I
make.
think it's gonna do the Bioshock Infinite thing where it's like because like basically the way you approach situations is like you can do it peaceful or violent. And I think they're gonna make like the violent like things even when you're doing violence to like terrible people. I think it's gonna like they're gonna make that like oh you shouldn't have done that, man. I don't know.
That's
I don't
annoying.
I don't like
I hope
that stuff.
not. Those RPGs are the worst.
Dreams gets a release date
Dreams.
and a beta.
Yeah.
And a beta comes out like
Oh,
that day.
shit.
Okay.
Yeah. Then you can go download it now.
Calling that one. And I was gonna say FromSoft announces Armored Core for like March or something.
Armored Core is what I think too.
That would make the
Armored
most
Core
sense.
likely, Bloodborne 2 very unlikely, but not impossible.
No, it's impossible.
Beating Bloodborne.
Impossible. Cut this out for next week if it's there.
All right. Put a big fucking clown nose on my face. I'll look like a fool.
Because you'll look like a fool. And this next story here is about Horizon Zero Dawn, and it's not loading, so I don't know what it's about. Oh, it says we talked about the single player games aren't dead. Whatever.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk about that.
No, they're
Metal Gear
definitely not.
Survive got
say?
I love.
They said single player games aren't dead.
All right, great.
That's what they said.
Good.
Metal Gear
Good.
Survive
Surprise.
got a release date of February 20th. And it's like an always online like kind of game. Do any of us care?
I'm shocked. I mean, yeah, I'll play it. I bet it'll be good.
I think it'll actually be. I'm like mildly interested in it. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, how fucked up
So
is that? I bet that
silly.
game will be like good.
I'm
It'll
like-
be like an 84 on Metacritic, and our friends will be like, "Yeah, I'll pick it up," because there's gonna be nothing coming out in February.
I
We're all
don't know
gonna
about
be
You
that.
never know. I guess
Except
we'll,
for,
Maybe you'll get
we'll
this year.
find out
God of War, apparently.
right now
Yeah, apparently God of War.
in the future.
Yeah.
Nah, well, I bet we buy it. Like
Uh,
$40 too.
I won't.
Cool.
Is it 40
I'll
bucks?
buy it the week after.
Yeah, it's not retail.
Mm,
Or
You
$40.
can just buy it a month later when it drops to $20.
That's not a bad idea.
True.
This next story, last one we have here is Microsoft added the ability to digitally buy gifts for like gift people games on the Xbox One, and it's another one of those things where it's like, Sony, what the fuck? Because I would have totally done this like multiple times, like a billion times would have done this, and like, why is this not on
This is how I would
PlayStation?
have
Well, I mean-
received. This is how I would have received Destiny 2.
Yeah, 100%. We would have 100% does that.
Shit game.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about
I guess
that.
for
Yeah,
us, we
so
we
bad.
either like buy the game physically for each other, or like since we live in the same house, we just input our credit card information like on the PS4 so that it just gets to that person. But,
Yeah, I wish. I
so
wish
there's
it was
that, but definitely like that would be a cool thing to have.
Yeah.
Peace.
But yeah, that's the news for the week. You're done talking about news for the week. That is the news for the week. Week of news is over. And now it's time to talk about everything that came out on October 27th. That was a bad transition. I didn't know where I was going, really.
Were you trying to be Scott there?
Oh, I can tell you all about Scott, dude. I'll tell you
Yeah.
everything I want to do to Scott. But
It'd
we're gonna
probably
talk
be
about
harder if you're trying to do that.
we're gonna talk about Mario Odyssey, which Drew and David have been playing excessively. How far are you guys?
I beat it.
Okay.
I'm in
Yeah, I
post
played the
game.
first level.
I'm not done with
so-
it. I'm like not even started.
No. An article I read, spoiler free, was that post game's like pretty decent.
It's like the
stuff,
game cranked to 11. It's better than the fucking regular game.
which is
You
awesome.
Like you have no fucking idea how much you have to do in the end. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, well, here's how I look at it. Tell me how close to the end I am. I am on the culinary world, the cooking world.
You are like 70% there.
That's what I thought. I looked at it and I was like, okay, this got to be pretty close.
You want my
right?
honest advice on how to play it? What you should do is, I realize this a little too late, but it's fine. Just get as many moons as you need to progress, and then just go to the end, beat the main story, and then go back, because then you'll have tons of shit to do. And you'll have tons of shit to
Yeah, 'cause,
like.
like,
I don't want to
the
dry
way
up.
it's been anyways. Oh no, then the way it's always been is like you beat the boss and stuff unlocks already. So if like post game even more things unlock, that makes sense. And I was getting to the point now where like I spent probably a good 3-4 hours fucking around in New Donk City, and I got like 66 moons, and I got like 48 of them, and I was like, all right,
Yeah.
cool. And then I spend so much time in each single world, and I know there's like 999 moons. And with just the feeling that I was getting towards the end, I was like, I don't know where all these extra moons are going to come from. But
Well, without spoiling anything,
don't say anything. I'll be
you
done with
will
this soon.
you will see. You will
Isn't
see.
there?
I will
This
see, I will
isn't.
see.
This isn't a spoiler, but is there 999 moons for like? Is that like?
I thought
for
there
sure?
was 800 something.
I thought
Maybe
it
there's-
was. I thought it was whatever 120 is less than 1200. Because like if they added DLC, I thought there was gonna be 1200.
Oh,
It was like
it'll
what
be
I is what I thought.
I don't
There's
know.
a lot
That's
of
what-
moons.
Yeah,
Pe-
there's a lot
People
of
were
moons.
people were
There's a lot.
hypothesizing that they would remake Mario 64 in this engine and release that as
That'd be
DLC.
wild.
I would fucking lose my
I
mind.
would love that.
But
no,
not
I
counting.
mean, well, the YouTube
I don't know for sure. That was just what I
Account.
heard.
the YouTube account Game Explain posted a video because they got I would guess they probably got it early. They said alternative ending for 999 moons,
Ah,
so
okay.
like a bonus ending.
I thought it was
So that's why
880.
I'm
880 makes sense.
I mean, Game Explain, all Andre does is Nintendo, so I'm just gonna say that.
Okay,
he's-
I just thought maybe it was 880 instead of 999.
I didn't know 100%. But you
Either
guys are
way-
loving
either
it.
way, it's a fuck ton.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
it's
come on,
fantastic.
What is
Either way,
your
it's a fuck
moon
ton.
count?
Mine is
300.
309,
309.
something
Like
like
that.
that.
True.
So I'm like not even halfway.
247.
Are you guys gonna get them all? Is that your plan?
I don't know. I'm
That's
gonna
the
try.
goal.
Fucking
I mean,
hard.
if-
It's gonna get hard.
So far, again, without spoiling it, I've heard that at least it's like a better reward than a fucking golden piece of shit that Zelda gives you for getting all the little seedling guys. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be more willing to put the time in to get a special ending.
Yeah.
There's like piecemeal rewards. It's not like, okay, here's the end, and then go get 600 moons. It's like, okay, at like 100 more you'll get this. At 200 more you'll get this. So it keeps you going along. It's not. I would lose steam if it was just literally beat the game. Okay, here's fucking 600 things to go find. It's actually very good. And what I like the most about it is, unlike Zelda, where once you beat the game, it's just like you're back. You reload a save, and it's like, okay, go do things like you never beat it. I fucking hate that shit. In this game, it like gives you canonical motivation to just go back out and do stuff. And I was like, oh, this feels really good because everybody's still here. It feels like a continuation of my adventure, and that honestly makes a huge difference for my mentality in keeping my drive for playing a game, because it feels really like hollow when it pulls that shit that like Zelda does. It feels like disingenuous and like, I don't know. It just makes me feel like I'm trying to prolong something that has already ended. I don't feel that way with it. So that's the best part.
Let me ask you, do you like this more than Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, I do.
I agree. I
would rate it
higher. I think that when the first playthrough of Breath of the Wild was fantastic and it was very refreshing.
Right.
But then like playing this Mario, it's the same exact thing. But if what you're saying is true, then like I think that brings it above what Zelda does, because there's no way I'm gonna keep going back and just beating the game over and over.
No, I see. Breath of the Wild I did beat again, and because I got it for Switch after my Wii U, and that was like, that's when I realized its faults. I was like, okay, now I'm kind of seeing the holes. But Mario, I could see myself replaying. Like I could see myself playing it again and being just as like in awe of its design, because it is so fucking back to like front to back, just fun. Like there's not a moment in it where I'm like, fuck this, like, oh, this enemy sucks to control, or like it's always got momentum, and that it has above something like Zelda. Yeah, totally.
Cool. Yeah. The other big game, well, Assassin's Creed also came out, but none of us played that.
I haven't played that.
Who cares? Mostly.
But I played Wolfenstein. I'm about like 7 hours into Wolfenstein. And boy, oh boy, is that fucking game good. Oh man, is that game good. Oh buddy, and that game starts out fucking brutal as shit.
Good.
It is
now
fucking brutal.
Big question for you.
What's up?
Does it run at 60 FPS on the PS4?
Yeah, I haven't had anything.
Oh, fuck it. You said it wouldn't, and I said it would. So
no like frame drops or anything like that.
Never doubted.
Yeah, dude, it is so good. It like it more than any other AAA game that I've like maybe ever played. It like takes shots and it just doesn't miss. Like no, like it'll do things like, cause like I think BioShock Infinite is like the really good example of like and I like that game personally, but like I know it's
fucking softballing racism.
Yeah, like that. Like basically, it's just like it's like there's racist on one hand, and then there's like the like freedom fighters. It's like, well, both are pretty bad. It's like, no, not really.
Yeah, no, fuck it.
But I still like that. But like Wolfenstein, like sets up so many places where it could fuck up and just doesn't, like in any way. Like, and it is so like from the combat and like on a systems perspective, I think it like vastly improves over the first game. Like my biggest qualm with the first game was that you had to like constantly be picking up ammo, and like it is not a game in which there needs to be resource scarcity at all. So it was like you were constantly just pressing triangle or square all the time.
I thought it was like that in this game.
And no, in this game you can just walk over it and it picks it up.
Oh fuck!
It's way,
I swear to God, I watched your review and the guy was like, "You just mash E as fast as you can."
No, like you can pick it up with that, but like
you can just walk over.
If you walk
that's
over,
awesome. Okay, damn, that just
it's like way. So on a systems perspective, I think it like fixes a lot of the problem. And I think
does it feel good with the gamepad and everything? Feels
it feels great. The like upgrading your weapons, it's not like a full on like System Shock like Prey kind of was, where like you're like doing upgrades and stuff like that. But like there are like weapon upgrades and stuff like that like are all really cool. You can like put scopes on your gun and stuff like that. But on a storytelling perspective, it is so good. I was like, I don't want to spoil literally anything because I want you guys to like play it for yourself. But like Oh, like I haven't finished it yet, so like maybe it shits the bed in the latter half, but I doubt it. Like it is.
I heard
like,
it gets better. As
all
it goes.
the new characters that get introduced are fucking awesome. The like overarching narrative is really cool. Like the internally, like I had felt that in the first game, BJ was cool, but like the periphery characters were the cooler part of that game.
Yeah.
But like in this game, BJ is cool, and like I think he keeps pace with the like coolest of the periphery characters in this game. Like he has some like really cool internal monologues and stuff that like I think are all like really really neat, and like oh, it's so good. Yeah.
You get that cool ass armor from the first game.
Yeah. And there's like
Sick.
in like narratively, like there's a very key reason why. And like it's so good, man.
I just like lost my shit that fucking like there was like the ancient Jewish technology vault.
Yeah, that stuff is like, I don't know.
It was so fun though. I was like, yeah, this is exactly what I want. It was just ridiculous and awesome, and so I'm happy that universe is still.
It's so like
they didn't like. I never wanted them to come at it from like oh, this is funny, like this.
Yeah,
is
they don't like. I mean, they do the over the top action stuff, but like the version, like, so this is all based in the U.S. That's not really a spoiler, I don't think. And the versions of the places they go, like you go to New York in it, and you see like when the Nazis took over, they nuked New York. So there's like a bombed out like Empire State Building and like bombed out like subway systems and stuff. And like it really reminds me of Fallout kind of in the way that everything looks. But then there's like fucking Nazis walking around in like yellow hazmat suits because there's like nuclear radiation, but like they're still patrolling, and it's so cool. It's like really. And they do. I don't want to spoil where the next part is. I don't think they might have said
level design.
Level design's fucking fantastic. There are multiple ways to go into places. I would say there are multiple. Like you could play the whole game stealth. It's not like full System Shock where you could do like a no kill playthrough kind of stuff. Like you're killing some Nazis in this game, but like they're you could do everything stealth, and you can get like a silencer on your pistol and do that, or you could just be like. But it's like the best thing, like in Dishonored, I try to play them stealth, but like halfway through the level, I'm getting caught. Like that's happening, and like I think this game makes that transition so much better. To where in Dishonored, when you get caught, it kind of sucks, and you try to go and hide and like try to not get caught again. In this game, when you get caught, you just like fuck and like start shooting people, and it's like it does it so well. I'm really enjoying this game. The intro is so good. The intro is like top tier.
It's not like the first game where like the first 2 hours.
The intro of the first game was so bad until you like woke up in the hospital or whatever.
Yeah, I was like,
the intro to this game is like it's the best intro of the year by far. Like not even close.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great.
So yeah.
Good to hear.
Very much.
Pick that up.
Very much liked it. Cheyenne, what have you been playing?
Man.
Sorry, I couldn't. It was all you were cutting out. I didn't hear anyone for like 10 seconds, and I was getting really scared.
What have you been playing, Cheyenne?
So I haven't been playing any of the things that came out on October 27th because I am poor, and David's been playing Mario, so I can't play that. So I got a game that was released in 2015 called Party Hard. It was on sale on PSN for like $3. So it's this like pixely kind of fun game where you're like this guy that just hates loud parties, so you decide to go to these parties and just kill every single person there. And it feels a little bit like Hotline Miami, where you kind of have to like go through and kill literally every person, except there's like 10 times more people. There was like 53 people you had to kill in this party, and like you have to like make sure nobody sees you because they'll call the cops. Like ambulances come, and you can set fires and do all these sorts of traps. Like for some reason, every party has like, what are they called? Like the bear traps, just sitting outside. So yeah, it's kind of hard because there's like 50 people that you have to kill, and you have to make sure that you're doing it stealthily, hiding bodies, because if they find bodies, they'll call the cops. And it's got a fun, like, dancey soundtrack.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is the soundtrack good?
Oh yeah, it's fun. It's good. But you kind of have to have a lot of patience, or just, I don't know, be really creative with how you kill people. So
that doesn't sound like Hotline Miami at all.
I don't know. I mean, it is because you like go.
No,
I mean,
I
it's
played
not
Hotline
like a
Miami.
dark. Yeah, I don't know. It just kind of reminded me of it because you
Just
go in and just
aesthetically and like
murder people.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's like kind of neon-y, like, you know, it's got that aesthetic. Yeah,
Cool.
it's fun. I've been having.
I'll have to
a
play
good
it
time.
after you do on our
Yeah.
PS4. But
No, you
speaking
absolutely
of
should.
Hotline Miami, I actually forgot if we have time. I played this
No, we
other
don't.
game.
Drew, what have you been
All
up
right.
to?
All
What
right,
are you,
fuck
I'm
you.
just fucking with you, dude.
I reviewed this game actually this week called High Hell. High Hell is a game
made by-
published. Yeah, it's made by one of the guys from Enter the Gungeon, and
Mhm.
one of the guys the one guy who made Heavy Bullets. And it's published by Devolver Digital. And it came out last week. And it is a lot like Hotline Miami, but it's first person. So it's like a Twitch shooter, kind of like Quake. You basically have a railgun, and its graphics are weird. They're kind of cel shaded. The sky is like neon pink, and all of the enemies look like they're fucking blob men. They look really ugly, but it's cool. It works, and that soundtrack is fucking radical. It's like
Mhm.
I don't know. It's probably one of my favorite soundtracks this year, honestly. Up there with Cuphead at least. But it's like $10. It's like really low key if you guys want to check it out on Steam. It's tough. Like you got to be pretty kind of on your toes with shooters on PC. So Charles, maybe not for you. But it's really fun. Yeah,
Shots fucking fired, dude.
Yeah.
But no, it's really good. Give it a try. I gave it an 8. Not that really matters, but I liked it a lot. So
Cool.
you reminded me of that.
Cool. Drew and I.
Didn't hear from somebody that's played it. I saw it and I thought it looked pretty decent. I still don't have any.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. It's really short, so it's like meant to be replayed. It's like an hour long. But it's got like a
Mhm.
scoring mechanic. So
Yeah, that's cool.
quite a
Cool.
good time.
So is it like a twin stick shooter kind of like? Could it be
No,
done as a twin stick shooter?
It's not overhead. It's like first person.
Oh, okay. My bad. I was.
Yeah. So it's like
My bad, I'm
it's like a Quake style.
Okay. Drew, you and I and Aaron played what the fuck's it
And
called?
my girlfriend.
And your girlfriend, yeah. I mean, I didn't know she wanted to be.
And my son, Roman.
And
you
your
know?
son, he did
My
play.
son.
He did play a little bit. What the fuck's it called?
Hidden Agenda.
Hidden
We played
Agenda.
that Saturday.
Oh,
Oh,
you
yeah.
did?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
one of those
Friday.
What
playlists.
does
I wanna
that
play
game look
that.
like? I need to look up how that.
It
game-
looks exactly like Until Dawn.
Really.
Yeah, it looks really
It's like
good.
I'm sure it's in the same
Yeah.
engine.
He says that with an inflection that implies the game itself may not be.
well, I
Yeah,
heard the
itself-
story isn't the.
The story, yeah.
Yes, you want
So
it to
basically,
be.
we got the bad ending at least. Like we must have got
yeah.
the bad ending.
Hey,
Okay.
CJ, not for you or I, the lack of trying on our part. We
Oh no!
definitely tried.
So wait, all right. Spoilers for this game. At some point, you have to shoot somebody. Me and Drew tried to shoot him. Aaron and Kendra were like, "Nah, we're
Nobody else
good,
did.
pacifist." And like he killed us, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then the game ended. And I
Oh,
was like,
no.
"Okay, I guess that's how that
Yeah.
happened."
Yeah, I think the worst
the
part was like
No.
something Aaron called out later on was the cuts for the like, decision making.
Yeah.
And I told him I did not notice it in like the first act really.
But when he brought it up, you
But-
could not notice it.
But when he brought it up, and with all the decisions, similar to Until Dawn at the end, where it's like literally every decision you make is live or die, or
Mhm.
you find this or you don't find this. And
Yeah.
I think that definitely in the last act when that was the case, the cuts were so terrible. It was just like you put it in Movie Maker on Windows and you just fucking put like a dumbass fucking cut in there, and it's just so
Oh,
like
okay.
Yeah, it's because
it
yeah.
takes you
Shitty
out of it. It's
transitions.
bad.
Yeah, it's like because they're doing this like the branching pathways or whatever, and so like if you did one pathway that like maybe the game, not that the game didn't expect you to go, but like that like wasn't the prime pathway, the cut onto the like the next segment is like so jarring, and it's
Oh.
like
Yeah,
it's like
bad.
Okay.
but
Like,
overall
with
I
everything
thought
that
no, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I'm just saying, like, we discussed it after we finished it. It took us what 3.5 hours,
Yeah, something like 3.5.
give or take. We took a couple breaks, but like 3.5
Yeah, pizza.
hours. Yeah, I made good pizza. It doesn't hold up until Dawn.
No,
Like,
it's not. No,
I know
it's not.
you could consider them completely like two different games, but like I expected like a better story to be told
Mhm.
and the editing to be a little bit better because I thought Until Dawn did it really well.
Yeah, Until Dawn I think
And-
is one of the best games I've seen with the branching pathways. Like
Yeah, and it like we discussed this when we finished it. I said I probably in my personal like scoring would have gave Until Dawn like a 7 or 8, and Hidden Agenda is like a 5 or 6.
Yeah, it's not. I will commend them. I like the playlink style of playing this game. I don't hate
The
that.
thing was awesome. Yeah,
It's really cool, and
No,
it
that.
perfectly encapsulates like the perfect way to play Until Dawn. Like if you could play Until Dawn
Yeah.
as a playlink thing, that would be awesome.
Mhm.
I'm not a huge fan.
That's all they have to do. Like that wouldn't.
Yeah.
The way
I'll
it
see
works
it.
is like you have like a cursor on your phone. You have to like drag it to like boxes basically. I'm not a huge
Yeah.
fan of that input style. For some stuff, but overall, I thought, and like there's like at the beginning of the level, basically, it'll be like which person in your friend group is the most trustworthy, and so
Okay.
you all vote
I
on.
really voted Charles every time. I'm not really
Yeah,
sure.
I got voted for like all of them. It was great.
Yeah, it doesn't
But
make any
then
sense.
later on in the middle of the level, there'll be a choice that like involves somebody's trustworthiness, and like that person has to make that choice. Like the group has spoken for that
Oh.
person to make, and like so it basically
And then
comes
you get,
down to
like-
them like at that part. And
It
then
comes
like
down to them on that one decision, and you get like takeover cards.
yeah,
to
so
where-
basically the way that works is like they're like throughout the game there's quick time events, and if you get a quick time event right, you get a takeover card. And that means like at any point when there's like a major decision, you can just take over and like tell everybody else shut the fuck up and like do it. But like you can play them over one another, which we did multiple times, where like we would stack them up so like we could outlast somebody and like play like 8 on one turn.
Oh
It would
my
be like
God.
ridiculous.
That's too much.
Yeah, but overall, I like the premise, not the execution. Would be my critique.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
It's a
like to play it
new
again to
style,
see if
so-
there's if there is a better ending, because our ending was so bad.
Maybe
That
just
sounds
you
fun.
and I play it this time, CJ. And,
It was so
we'll go
bad.
shoot everybody.
It was so
Oh my
bad.
God.
We'll shoot everybody.
But yeah, that's what I thought about that. Do we want to talk about our experience with the raid again?
Braid?
What was it?
The raid? Yeah, braid.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
Braid.
raid?
Oh, the
Fuck
raid.
that
Yeah,
game, dude.
I mean-
We're over Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Long
Destiny
story.
2 bit us in
Destiny
the
2
ass
canceled.
once again and like fucked us on the raid.
Oh my god.
The last boss door didn't open. It was terrible.
It was so fucking annoying. I
It was
emailed
terrible.
fucking
For some
Bungie,
reason, you emailed them?
no, sorry, no. I posted on their help forum and I got like a couple responses.
Oh,
One of the
I
guys
just
was
gonna
like,
say, if
Your whole team has to be right up against the door, and I was like,
That's
the
definitely
whole
not
team
true.
was, we were
I
all
don't think
fucking
so.
humping the door.
I was like,
We were
"Ah, I
And
don't
we
think
were all
that's
we all
true."
killed ourselves right there too.
yeah. One, I
we
don't
did
think
it
that's
again.
true.
Yeah, and then we did got it. Yeah, it was nice.
Well,
Oh.
regardless, if anyone from Destiny ever, for some reason, were to stumble upon this, and you see our Twitter handles, don't add us.
Don't add
Don't
us.
add
Yeah.
us. That's
I already
Oh.
fucking covered it.
Yeah,
Old
no,
news.
I was not happy with this. But that's what we've been playing for the week. One last little quick thing we're gonna do is the Metacritic game for November.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna I totally forgot we were
Okay.
doing this. Last week
I put so much work into this. You fuck. Better not forget.
last week we all
Oh,
played.
fuck.
David and I, Drew, was 16 points apiece. Cheyenne was so close, 18 points, and then Drew was a gentleman's 26 off.
Gentleman's 20.
He did
That
really
sounds
well
like it.
aside from Evil Within 2, which he was 14 points off.
Yep.
So that was like more than half of like you're wrong. And then
Yeah.
Aaron,
If I would have
That
guessed,
was
if
a
I would have
lot.
guessed a more realistic and less optimistic Evil Within, I would have.
Mhm. And then Aaron was 24 off. But we can start this week with Need for Speed Payback. David, what do you think?
Dude, I don't. Oh god. What did the last one get? What the fuck are the Need for?
No,
Speed?
you know, you don't
What
get to
is
look
it?
that up. You could have done your homework. I want a number
All
now.
right, fine. Let's see. I'm gonna guess it's gonna get a 79.
All right. I thought you were gonna say 50. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Oh god, no, I'm not going that low.
Sucks.
Cheyenne, what are you thinking?
I was gonna go 78.
All right,
Okay.
Drew.
Safe.
Now I've been a Need for Speed fan in the past.
Need for Speed
you,
Most Wanted, great game.
Most Wanted, Hot Pursuit 2, some classics. You know, Underground.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed, but Need for Speed Payback or Fast and Furious, the game. I think recently, as they add more story mechanics into the Need for Speed game, they may not get away from like the car customizations and driving mechanics that have like made them a good racing game. But
Drew's
they
all
improved
prepared
it.
for this shit.
And even
Yeah.
I recorded
I'm
this fucking
not.
shit. 'cause
Yeah,
I didn't
Drew
think
did
you
this
were doing
yesterday
Oh,
it.
when we
that's
didn't know he
true.
was gonna be
I
on
sent
it.
you videos. anyways, Need for Speed Payback. As much as I do enjoy the Need for Speed series, I'm gonna get like a 75.
All right.
Yep.
I'm gonna.
Come on, Charles.
70.
Hold out on me.
Stop
70.
looking up the scores.
70.
Dude. Just
Did I look up the score? I didn't look up the score for anything.
Ooh.
All right, what's
Alright.
next?
What you doing?
70. Next is Call of Duty World War II. So
Okay.
Cheyenne start this time.
I don't know. Do Call of Duties get good scores? Probably not, right?
I don't know, man.
How about 77?
77. Drew, what are you giving it?
Oh man, I had a good one for this one too, so I'm just gonna do it again. Honor the days of old.
This is the worst time for him to break up right now.
Captain, I should all get it up. And who?
Dude, he's talking a mile a minute right now.
Shot up innocents in the airport. Bring that back.
Drew.
Boy, that's the second time we've got a broken heart on this show.
I feel
He
it.
still doesn't know. He still doesn't even know. Can you not hear us?
In the 94.
A 94.
An 84, which is
Oh.
relatively high. Call of Duty said that.
An 84.
Okay.
An 94.
Whew.
Drew,
84. An 84.
can you hear us?
Yeah. I can't. Laughing too hard. Like I didn't do my fucking research. I'm gonna win this shit.
Okay. Anyways.
Drew, you were.
Please be careful over there.
Drew, we could not hear anything you were saying. You were breaking up the entire time you were talking. And so we're just gonna move on. No, we're just gonna move on.
The real question is, did the audio just pick up anyways?
No,
Because
the
I still
audio
said
did not.
everything.
Like, it's so. You were just like, and then they killed the innocents in the airport.
Did the like weird Discord robot noises?
and then you were just like
funny.
94, and that
Like,
came.
what?
And then you were like 84.
Fucking 4.
Yeah, no.
84.
Yeah, we got that.
84.
I'm saying 82.
Cool, I'm going with a flat 80.
All right, sounds
I
good.
hope it's fucking.
Oh god, that was too good. Horizon the Frozen Wilds, Drew.
85.
he's like, I'm gonna go 87.
Cool, I was gonna go 86.
All right, shall
So
I'm going 82.
got the whole.
I think it's
Fuck
gonna
you.
get slammed
Just move it
for
up to an
being too short.
84. That's in my extended video, which if you want to, I'll put a link
Oh,
in
yeah.
here and get my private videos on Google Drive. I went more in depth and said that it was too short. It was going to be too short.
Too short.
All right.
Okay.
Shout out to Too Short, you bitch.
Dude, this is the best one. Sonic Forces.
Sonic Forces. So there's been a lot of talk about the Sonic. It says.
Oh, jeez.
It was
Again.
too funny. There's been a lot of talk about Sonic Forces and how it will do in relation to Sonic Mania because that game was so well received.
Ooh.
I think as most people think, it's gonna be shitty. I don't know how shitty it's gonna be. I'm gonna say
Okay.
a
I'll tell you how
68.
shitty it is.
A 60 what?
68.
All right.
Cheyenne gave an aghast look to the fucking camera.
We never say anything under 70.
Oh, you don't even know. You don't even know.
David, you're up next.
What, is
David,
this
we're
gonna
doing
be
it. I'm doing
garbage?
it.
I'm giving 60.
60.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's gonna be
I
true.
was
Alright, I'll go
Cheyenne.
65 right in the middle there.
And then Drew.
I actually played the demo, and let me tell you,
The
what,
1 minute
it's
fucking
shit.
demo.
It's
It's
shit.
It's shit. It's
real
shit. I
bad.
know it is.
It's real bad. Originally I had a 70. I thought I was lowballing.
Drew, you could really win if you went like, I bet 40 right now. I'm not kidding. I bet it.
I was gonna say like, dude, I bet you
It's
can
gonna
win
be
if you go
that bad.
98.
Dude, hang on. No,
98.
Sonic Boom
It's bad.
got a fucking 30 something, didn't it?
I
That was
don't
their
know,
last
but it's
mainline Sonic game.
I'm still dying about Drew fucking breaking up during his Call of Duty monologue.
Sonic Boom got a 32. Drew, you could lowball hard and have a huge advantage. Right?
Drew, don't let him.
What is this fucking gambling?
You said 70.
Dude, it's like Price is Right. If you're close to the right number,
Close
you
enough. You didn't know how prices work last time. You said 60.
Price is Rice.
You said
you say,
60 was the lowest?
Yeah,
I'm
60 is the
saying
lowest.
60, but I'm saying you could go like you could definitely be right and be lower.
Pick a number. That's what I do.
See, and again, in my private video collection, what I said, the reason
The unreleased album
brought up.
All right, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm going to 50.
Damn.
Okay, that's fine.
Shit.
All I'm saying is one of the other 3D, 2D cross Sonic games, the Sonic Generations, and that reviewed fairly well at like an 80.
Okay.
So if they were to bring some mechanics from that, like there's a possibility it could be a 70. I'll stick with 70.
You're sticking with 70? All right, we'll see how that pans out.
David either wins or loses on Sonic Forces.
We'll see. To the what's the fucking phrase I'm looking for?
To the victor go the spoils.
No, I don't know.
To the bold
Whatever.
go the spoils.
Move on.
Hey, I'm just
yeah, maybe
saying,
that's
the
it.
ballsy move last time lost me out in the game.
Yeah,
so.
that is true.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna go back.
No, they're locked, David. It's locked.
He talked me out of it.
It's locked. Locked in.
He talked me out of it.
David, Battlefront 2.
Battlefront is going to get an 86.
Ooh.
Screen cap it.
Cheyenne?
I was gonna say 85, so
It's probably gonna be higher than either of these.
I guess.
All right, Drew, what do you
Drew?
think?
Drew's making
78.
You're
78.
fucking high.
Yep.
No, it's not. It's not gonna be great.
I'm saying 80,
I can see
83.
it.
83.
83.
I think people are going to love the single player story, hate the multiplayer because of the loot box drama.
Yeah. On the unreleased album, that's the exact same thing I said. If you look at it, CJ, I know I linked you to that.
I haven't watched it yet. I did download it. I got it in a zip folder.
Are you guys ready for this trick? Watch this. Bam. The little notification you just got in your fucking...
Oh, for fucking bringing up Divinity 2? Fucking dork.
That's where I'm
Jesus
going.
Christ.
But yep, that has been our show, episode 27 of the kind of... Or nope, that's not what he says. I just watched the fucking GOG. I just watched GOG. That's funny. Episode 27 of the Current Gaming Podcast.
That's what we are.
Yeah,
Okay.
that one. There are a lot of variation on these picks. I'm happy to see that. Last week was a snooze fest. Last week was like 1 point differential.
Last week or last month?
Last month, whatever.
Last week.
It's been 1 week.
You know what? I'm actually kind of glad. I'm kind of glad that you let me come in on this, because in my recorded video, I actually accidentally called out the mission "All Gillied Up" as being in Modern Warfare 2. I don't want all the COD geeks out there thinking that I don't fucking know my mission.
All those geeks that are playing.
Yeah,
games.
all those fucking dude bros slamming their keyboards.
Adderall popping motherfuckers out there.
Jesus Christ! Those Adderall popping motherfuckers. That's funny. All right. Well, that's our show episode. I don't forget what number. Drew, everybody can find you on Twitter at Trophy Pops. What is that shirt?
This is Mega Man.
All right.
Mega
Okay.
Man.
Mega Man. Oh, do you get a loot box? You get out of the loot box.
Loot box.
You got out of the loot box. That's nice. Cheyenne.
Is that our cat?
Yeah, he's chasing his tail, having
Okay.
a good old time. He's going a little crazy. I'm actually certain that he sees ghosts and or demons in our house right now, so I'm like a
How
little
haunted
bit
do you
on
think
edge.
Your house is.
I mean, it's pretty old, so
It's like built in like the
it could be-
1950s, so
Yeah, it could be haunted.
Has
as
anyone
well.
ever killed themselves at your apartment complex?
I don't know.
probably.
Or like, has
Very
there been like a
possible.
murder suicide at your apartment complex? Or anything?
Haven't looked into it.
You guys live next to like a
Specifically.
morgue, though, don't you?
Yeah,
We
we
do.
do. Literally
Ooh,
like 10
yeah.
feet out the window.
That's
You
true.
live next to dead people, so I mean,
That's true.
spirits could wander.
Yeah, he was
There you go.
definitely looking at some ghosts.
Cheyenne.
Anyway, I am on Twitter at Poop Flowers.
Cool. I'm on Twitter at Charles Tilla. You can follow me on there. Did I already say that? I can't remember. Drew, or fucking goddamn it, I'm having a rough show. David, we were
My
real,
guy,
Okay.
we were real low energy until Drew fucking
Late.
fucking
It's
lost
like
his
10.
mind.
It's almost
It's
11
late.
o'clock on a Sunday, and
It
I'm
was-
fucking tired.
It was fucking. I was dying.
It was a good one. If you
I'm
want
gonna
to
go
hear it,
kill
I'll send it
some
to you.
lone wolves and go to sleep.
Oh man, it was so funny. All right, whatever. You're gonna kill some wolves? Is that what you said? I didn't
Go
hear-
kill some lone wolves.
Oh, lone wolves. All right. Well, that's been our show. We'll see you next week, and bye.